Hello and welcome to Mellon Fights episode 3, April 18th, 2022. I'm Drew.
I'm Tara.
And this is Mellon Fights. We're here giving you a sports and entertainment podcast. Sports and entertainment podcast. Been a lot of sports so far.
Yeah.
Not as much entertainment, I feel like. Which probably will change some depending on the week.
Yeah.
I would say, but sports is on our mind. I think sports is on our mind a lot. We're sports fans. We're big sports fans. And the fact that Tara doesn't finish anything she starts doesn't help.
I know. I need to.
When it comes to entertainment,
I've decided that that is, if I'm gonna have a sports and entertainment podcast, I should probably, dabble more into the entertainment side of things and finish shows and watch shows that people like. Yeah. Instead of just YouTube videos.
Music is entertainment as well. Yeah, YouTube videos are entertainment. We can talk about TikToks.
Oh, gosh.
We can talk about TikToks because we have takes on TikToks.
It's funny because
so we can talk about everything.
Well, I ended up watching.
Hey! Cat's at it already. Quit it.
Because I knew that we were doing our pod, I was like, well, maybe I should try to watch a show. So I watched SNL because Lizzo was hosting. And she did a really good job. Like, the jokes aren't funny at all, but she, was selling all of it, but they ended up doing this, TikTok bit, which I thought was hilarious because it's all those stupid ones that we talk about where it's like a guy who's like, loving a woman, this is how you love a woman. If she's feeling depressed or down, it's your job to lift her up. It's just like, what is this?
Dude, YouTube, or not
TikTok.
YouTube. TikTok. Well, actually, TikTok and YouTube and Instagram all have the same short reel type things. And they all have these. It's such a weird culture, man. It's like so many weird things where it's like people are like trying to see who couldn't be the saddest in the world. It's so fucking strange. It's like, what are we doing? Like, who wants to watch you be bummed about being single and lonely? Like, I'm just gonna say it. It's fucking lame.
It's so lame. Every time
everyone always makes fun of the dancers and shit. Like, people dance. At least they're having fun. It is stupid. Like, everyone doing the exact same dance. But you know what's more stupid? People like crying at the camera, being like, "Oh, I remember when I had a mom that loved me." It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Well, weirdo.
And I just recently downloaded TikTok 4 days ago, and every time I go into because I thought I needed to, and every time I go into it,
you're probably right. You probably do.
It's so strange, and then I'll see something, and I'm like, well, this is ridiculous, and it has 25,000 likes. I'm like, what? Like, this guy is literally just
And then a million people stitch with it.
I don't.
And duet with it.
I hate it. But I will say what I do like is...
Do you not know what those things are?
What?
Do you not know what those things are that I just said? Stitch and duet?
Are they the same thing? They're similar, right?
No, they're a little different.
One of them, it's a side-by-side? Is that the duet?
Yeah.
And then the stitch, it's behind you.
And a stitch is kind of like where you would come in at
But people do this.
No, that's a green screen.
Oh.
A stitch is where you'd have something, then you're coming next, and then you go back.
Where you
stitch it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need to learn the TikTok lingo, Lynn, if you're going to be on TikTok.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't partaken in any of the festivities of TikTok, so
I think most people don't.
That just seems even more weird to me. We're just
to watch? Why? It's like watching TV. It's just entertainment. Tara, there's live streams.
Oh my god!
There's live streams where just someone scratches just scratches a scratcher ticket for hours. I also see one where like a woman, it's like crystals and stuff, like crystals and rocks and stones, and someone like pays and she scoops it up like with a cup and pours it into a Ziploc bag, and then that's like, oh, you got this. We'll send that out.
What?
And that's all it is her scooping it up and sending it out to people. Yeah, like as they pay, it's like, hey, I want that. Like I'm buying a bag, and then she fills the bag up and she says who it's for, and then it gets mailed to them. People watch that for hours.
Well,
dude.
I all of a sudden
I watched it.
Why? You watched it for more than 2 seconds?
Because not for hours, but I watched it for 10 minutes going like, what is this?
I can't do that. I see something that's strange and I'm like, nope, not for me. Maybe I should give it a little more time just to get into the minds of the world. What makes other people tick?
It's a weird word. I mean, that's the one thing I'll say about it is it gives everyone a chance to put what they like out there, but what people like ain't good, and it's weird.
I mean, like it's really weird. Taught people how to hustle and monetize bullshit. Like, I'm just gonna have you pay me to put crystals in a bag and send it to you.
Oh, well, this one I did watch for a long time. It was a lady opening up oysters or clams for pearls. It was wild. And just like, if they were huge and there'd be like 10 of them in there, I'm like, is that how it really works? I think it is. And she's just sitting there popping them all out. It was like mesmerizing. It was so, and then like someone would buy that clam oyster. Which one has it? Clam. Are they the same thing? I don't know. No. And then she'd sit there and pop them all out of it. And it's just like, this is weird. It almost like calcium. It almost looks like if you were like, you know how people get like weird things in their cheeks and stuff? Like calcium deposits or whatever, almost. You know what I'm talking about? I think you had them in your throat.
Oh, yeah.
Like little weird white pussy
They're not pus. They're just like...
That's what it's like. Calcium. Like I said. And you acted like I was nuts. And you've literally had what I was talking about.
Well, you said in your cheeks, and I had them in my tonsils.
And it was... All right, we're back. We were having a little difficulty there with sound and stuff like that. A little delay. So... The first part might sound a little weird. Not sure. This part might sound weird. Again, let us know if it sounds weird. If anyone ever ends up listening to it. Cool. So that was TikTok. We got the idea. We're on the TikTok. I've been watching TikTok. I was watching TikTok when it was not even TikTok, when it was called Musical.ly. So I've been an avid hater since the beginning.
I remember you would... like say, okay, I am gonna watch Musical.ly or TikTok until my phone runs out of battery, and then I have to stop for the day.
No, I had to delete it.
Oh,
I deleted it for a month.
Yeah.
It wasn't just stop for the day, because that would be
insane.
That would be just weird if I just did that every day. Insane. No, it was just like, okay, I can't stop, but if my phone dies, I will delete it. And then I'll never talk about it again.
And then
I'd get it like a month later. With my ex-girlfriend, we sat and did it one whole day. We're like, what is this shit? And that was before it even got as crazy as it is
right,
now.
That's when it was really just dance.
It was mostly just young. It was mostly just young people on it. There wasn't a lot of like adults doing weird stuff, and it was very like there was a lot of dancing. There was a lot of like trans. Not quantity, trans, what's the word?
I don't know.
Trans, just content is the word I was looking for. There's a lot of like trans content, which was interesting. Like, it was really at the beginning of the trans movement, not that trans, people haven't been around forever, but I mean, like really like people trying to push
rights
the trans
and stuff
movement and like get rights and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was interesting. I was like, what is this?
It seems like two very different things.
So there was like interesting... It was so different. It was a place, like I said, people could be themselves. And they weren't really worried about what people thought. Because first of all, they probably like, nobody I know is on this. Like adults, It was almost like how Snapchat is like, oh, I can just send this to my friends and no one will ever see it. But this was almost like, this is going out to the world and... My parents will never see it because old people weren't on TikTok. Now everyone's on TikTok.
I know.
Old people aren't quite there yet.
Oh.
But they will be. They will be.
I saw like something popped up. I don't even really know how to use TikTok, but something popped up and it was a woman who was older and was like showing older people how to make TikTok videos. And she had like a little stylus and was like poking. It was just, I'm like, oh my gosh. It was weird. But she taught me how to do a few things.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, well, TikTok is, it's a moneymaker, and they're going to, the more people on it, the more money they're going to make, and they're going to, so they got to get everyone on there, because Facebook done ran, it's going to be the thing everyone's on at some point here. There's no doubt about it, just because it's the algorithm on it is even crazier than the other ones, like YouTube's and Facebook's. It's just like, it finds stuff you don't even like, and you'll watch it. It's bizarre. I think that's even worked into the algorithm, people have said, where they don't, we think you'll hate this.
Really?
We're still going to give it to you because you'll hate watch it. Yeah, it's weird. TikTok's a weird deal.
Yeah.
This might be on TikTok. Who knows?
Yeah.
Since this is our first time recording with video, so we can put it on TikTok, because there's value in it, and there's a lot of people.
I know, like people have like.
There's a lot of weird shit on there.
People have made like their money, like becoming famous through TikTok, like that Tabitha lady who was just like showing people how to like cook vegan like recipes, and like she just was so enjoyable to listen to, and people were like, this lady, she's got it.
Well, it's just one of those things that's like really it's like the classic word of mouth sort of thing, where it's like people like it, they like it, and they, you don't even need the advertising, because it's just, because I get stuff in my For You that 2 people have liked or watched, and it's just like, what is this? Why is this coming to me? But it's just because they do put it out on eyes just to try to get it out there and see if it's gonna take. Right. It's an interesting deal. I don't know how it works, but it's weird.
Well, yeah. So that was like one of the only SNL sketches that I liked was the TikTok one. Oh,
I forgot that's how that started. There was a TikTok Lizzo SNL. I stopped watching SNL this year. I know for years you and I watched it, kind of like I hate watch TikTok. But this year I haven't even watched any of it because I just don't care anymore. It's so bad, and I'm just like, why do I keep watching it? I don't enjoy myself when I watch it. The fact that like Pete Davidson is like one of the most famous people, and he's not even good on the show. When he's on the show, he kind of just like laughs at himself and doesn't really do anything. Yeah. He has like 1 or 2 big things that, you'll hear on TikTok here and there, in little TikTok vids. I'm not a Davidson guy.
No. I feel like when he first started a million years ago, like people were like, oh, he's going to be like a new Sandler. And he wasn't at all. And he kind of wasn't.
He's not. He's not. He doesn't.
He is not.
He doesn't really bring anything to the tape. He doesn't really do anything. That's the thing. It's not like he's like coming up with characters and sketches. Like he's usually like a one weird side thing here and there. I don't know if that's true this year, but I just, because I'm not watching it.
Well, I feel like this year...
SNL's not my jam
I feel this year he's like not even like showing up half the time because he's with Kim Kardashian and he's too busy for it. But like, so Lizzo... Lizzo was so good. Like the sketches weren't good, but like she like is good at acting and wasn't using the cue cards a lot. But then when she like did her new songs... the sound was so terrible. You couldn't even hear them. Like I was like, so the first one happened.
Well, SNL's notorious for
the first one happened. I'm like, well, they got to fix it for the second one. No such luck.
No, SNL's notorious for terrible sound. Always have been. Like your favorite band, you're like, this sounds like shit. It's weird. It's weird how bad it is. You'd think at some point they'd figure it out. Like a local bar can figure it out. Where it can sound pretty cool. Can you figure it out where it sounds kind of good?
Like you couldn't even hear her. It was crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah. So yeah, Lizzo.
She's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to talk about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian because that's that sort of stuff doesn't interest me. Is who's dating who. It's pretty that one's pretty, like, especially when it involves the Kardashians, because it's just not that interesting to me for people that are famous for famous sake.
Well, it's funny that you say that.
Like, they're not even, there was no, they didn't get famous doing like a thing. They didn't get famous like doing a thing. They got famous for being wealthy, which is weird.
Well, I mean,
to me,
she did a thing.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, I guess the people kind of knew, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's not why they're famous at all. Like, it's because after that, they've got that to get eyes on them. But after that, it was just like, hey, we're rich and we're doing businesses. And it's just like, why does anyone care about
it's
this
so crazy because of their brand new show. I couldn't believe that they got, like, people are that excited about their show on Hulu. I'm like, why?
Oh, they got another show? I knew Kardashians was ending on E! But they have a new show?
It's on Hulu. And, like,
why would they quit? They make so much money. They're probably getting paid so much money.
And it's so funny how, like, calculated they are about everything. Like, where it's like, oh, we have this new show coming out and we're going to do all this stuff to, like, get people talking about us again, even though no one stopped talking about us. It's just wild.
Which I don't understand. I don't understand it. Are people really tuning in and be like, I need to hear about the Kardashians?
So it's like,
because I don't. But you say that.
Yeah.
But are they? I know they put it out there so then people talk about it, but do they really actually? It's only is it only because it's there? It's the only thing they can talk about because that's what they show.
No, I think that people actually watch it. Like I saw an article and it said something like, critics are tearing the show apart. It's like, duh, it's a reality show. Like, and fans are like obsessed and they're like, I cried, I laughed, it was so amazing. And I'm just like, people have really like been so involved in their lives, like they're obsessed with them, which is obvious because every single business that they have is successful because people idolize them.
It's weird. I don't understand it. Yeah, they have a built-in thing. I mean, they're doing something. It's not something I get, and I don't think it's healthy for why people are into it. But they figured something out. You know, it's not. I mean, they were. I mean, they're perfect for the TikTok generation. I mean, sound bites and stuff like that. You know, and little meme perfect. For memes.
They basically like made social media like a celebrity thing. Like Instagram and all that type of stuff.
Where you could make monetize it. Yeah, they were the first ones to really... I don't know if they were the first ones to monetize it, but they were the first ones to really, like, have endorsements on it, I feel like, where it was, like, making, six figures and stuff like that. It's a weird deal. Listen, they're great business people, but it doesn't mean I think they're cool. They're just not, they're not interesting to me. They're just not. It's not an interesting group of people in my eyes. But that I'm not their audience. They don't care about me. Why? The crazy things they don't need to. There's so many people in this world that like it. You don't even need that many people to like you to like make money nowadays.
Because they...
Like percentage wise. I mean, you need a decent amount of people, but you need a percentage wise of the population can be very low. 1% of the U.S. is like... I don't know, 3 million people.
I was gonna say I cannot fact check you.
something like somewhere between. I think it's over. I want to say it's like 300 million people in the U.S. Can you Google it?
Oh.
Me either.
I mean, I can.
Should I? I'm gonna real quick. Hold on. What's your guess? I'm saying.
Oh my god. I don't even want to guess because I'll sound like an idiot. Numbers aren't my thing. I hate them. I get stressed.
Yeah, but that's fun. You are an idiot. It's fun.
Okay, how many people are in the U.S.?
Give it one guess. It's not that big a deal. How many people are in the U.S. right now?
I'm gonna say. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna say 80 million.
80 million, Tara? 50 million people voted for Donald Trump.
Shit.
More than 80 million people. Or 70 million, I think it was last time.
Okay. 250 million. What did you say?
I was about, it was 332. 300. I knew it was the 300.
Well, there you go.
332. So 1% of that, Tara, is 3.2 million people. So if 1% of the population thinks you're cool, you're fucking done. You're good to go. Yeah. You know? So if only 1% of people think the Kardashians are cool, they can make a ton of money off of them. Because some people make a ton of money off of having like 100,000 fans. Like certain bands can travel around and make money, you know, to like go to like, I don't know, 20 dates in the cities in the US, you know, big cities. And just a few people come out, you know, from each couple thousand, and they make money.
Math. It's called math.
There's a lot of people.
There are a lot of people in the world.
There's a lot of people in the world. So the point is, let's get like, I don't know, 0.5% of the people dig us. I'd take that.
I would too.
Let's get it, Tara. That's 0.5% of 0.5% is 1.5 million people.
Yeah, basically. Let's get it.
1.6.
I think we can do it.
1.6. 0.5%. Are we likable enough for 0.5% of the U.S. population to think we're slick?
I don't know. I think so.
Plus, we had a listener in Belgium.
Really?
Get a little bit of Belgium?
Like that.
I don't know, it's Belgium or France.
Well, you said France last week.
I like it too. Yeah, but because you said bonjour, like you're some sort of candle, candlestick, candle. What's that called? Candlesticks. What are those called?
Candelabra.
Candlesticks. What goes in it?
Candelabra.
Candelabra.
God, I'm fancy.
Yeah. That's what he is a candelabra in Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. What's that character's name? You're not a Beauty and the Beast girl?
I'm just trying to think. I think it's like Lumiere. If we were
brother and sister and we were a couple, our show could be called. His name's Lumiere.
Because
that's
it's
not
Lumiere.
His name's Lumiere. I believe. I guess it's a terrible
he's
name.
A light.
Doesn't sound like a name.
He's a light.
Yeah, I get. He's a candle. Abra. He's a candelabra.
Well, and he has candles on himself too.
I was saying our show could be called Beauty and the Beast. Our show could be called Beauty and the Beast if we were a couple. It's weird as a brother and sister to be called Beauty and the Beast.
Would I be the Beast or would you be the Beast?
No. I mean, looking at us on the screen, I think I'm probably the beaut of the two. I got beautiful brown eyes and pretty well kept beard today.
It's hard for me to see it.
And you have beastly shoulders. Yeah, wide beast shoulders. So, speaking of beast, yesterday the Bucks played. Tough watch. So the NBA playoffs started. I watched most of the games, a lot of the games, not all of the games, but I watched at least moments of each game. I did too. We'll talk Bucks first, just because that's our team.
And it's our podcast, and it's what we want to do.
It was it sucked. That was a boring game. Bulls fans are excited. They should not be, because their whole thing's like, oh, our best three guys only shot 27%. I'm like, yeah, because
they're not that good. Yeah,
the Bucks were actually the opposite of what they normally are. The Bucks have beat you 4 times in the regular season. Now a 5th time, you shouldn't be excited. The Bucks played like shit. The Bucks played terrible. It was ugly. It
was so hard to watch the passing and just not taking care of the ball and just the sloppy slop. It was.
In the shots, my God. They couldn't make a shot if their life depended on it. And my least favorite thing started happening where the Bulls were playing defense that was, they're basically fouling the whole time. Oh my gosh. But so then they don't call any fouls. I was talking to Mario. Mario's my buddy who's a Bulls fan. He's like, "Am I wrong here?" And the whistles are going, in the Bucks' favor pretty hard tonight. And I was like, and at that point, the Bucks had more fouls.
What a nut!
I was like, no, dog. They basically decided to swallow the whistles, and they're calling bogus fouls on both teams. Really, it was dumb. It was bad. It was a bad basketball game. Giannis was dominating. They don't have an answer for Giannis or Brook Lopez.
Gosh, they're too small. They're way too
the
small.
Bulls. That game never should have got that close. Never should have got that close. That Bulls team is terrible.
And when it first started, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be a crushing because like Brook was like unstoppable under the hoop, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And then they just fell apart, and I think like
started doing stupid shit because they're like
just playing like a slap, and like Middleton didn't show up.
Come on, guys, you guys are better than this.
And I hate it when it's like
Middleton does that.
And like
listen, I'm happy they won, but they need to get their act together if they want to win the championship.
Oh, definitely. My biggest thing is when you are missing wide open threes, like it drives me insane. It's like you're there to like hit those threes and you're not. I'm talking to you, Pat.
yeah. The bench guys weren't doing a lot of stuff. It's funny, the starters are kind of the only ones that did anything. I mean, Bobby had moments.
Oh yeah, he's like a spark. He really will get a spark going when they need it.
Yeah, but the Bulls are going to lose that series to the Bucks, but the Bucks, if they want to move on, they got to start playing better. If they want to win the next series and the series after that, if they want to win the championship, they got to get this figured out. But like they are bad in game ones often. They have been in the past couple years. So hopefully they figure it out. And I think they will.
Do too.
I think they're good enough. But then Bud has Giannis out of the game with like a minute and a half left because he has 5 fouls. Like, dude, what are you saving him for? This is the moment you need him for. No one was talking about it. It was freaking me out. Like I went to like NBA Twitter and I went to like watch TNT. It's like, how are you guys not saying, like, what does he have him on the sideline for?
Oh, I saw that.
It's like, he's your best defender and he's your best offensive option. It's like, what are you fucking doing, dude? Like, I honestly think I said last, I was kind of kinder to Bud than I really am. I don't like him as a coach. I think he's terrible.
I was actually thinking...
He's terrible. I think he makes terrible in-game decisions.
I was actually thinking about that when you were group chatting with us and you're like, Bud's got to go. He should be fired on the spot. And I was like, oh, last week you were singing his praises and talking about how good he is and gets a lot of shit.
I was trying to be nice.
And I'm like, oh, yeah.
But he deserves... Yeah. Well, I was wrong this time. Last time I was trying to be nice. Because our second podcast, I was like, what if Bud wants to come on sometime? Never going to happen, so what do I care? Listen, Coach Bud stinks. Like, that team should be way better than it is. Like, his game plan is to have Giannis basically shoot a bunch of threes. It's like, that's not really that good of a game plan. That's what everyone in the NBA does. You're not some sort of, like, genius saying that. Like, if he was good, he would actually have a better way to get Giannis open. Giannis has to work so hard for every bucket he gets.
But to me, it looks so easy when he does it. It's insane. Like, he's working hard, but I think people don't realize how hard he's working because he's nuts. Just like, I love it.
And that's your analytic take. I liked it.
I feel like you're being a real big asshole right there.
I'm not being an asshole. It's just funny. That's you're like... He's just nuts. You acted like you were going to break it down, like what he does, and then you're like, it's nuts.
It is.
It was good. Don't take that as like a diss. Like we can make fun of each other a little in this, Tara. Don't be a little wuss about it. You can rip on me all day. All day. I just am too good. I got too many skills to be ripped upon. I got to be honest, you're still pretty delayed, I've noticed. So there is a little bit of talk over, guys.
Yeah,
so it might be because we're doing video for the first time. The Bucks won. The Heat. Then there was the Celtics Nets game, which was
so good.
What I thought it was going to be, which I thought it was going to be, really is, they weren't going to. I mean, it was close. It was close. They had a chance, but I just like we said that the Durant and Kyrie are going to have to play perfect basketball because the rest of the team just isn't that good. And they still couldn't win, even though Kyrie went off. Know. And Durant didn't play the best he's ever played, but he played pretty okay. He almost got 30.
He just had turnovers, which is not like him, but... I thought, like,
Yeah.
I didn't think he played terrible.
Yeah. No, they're gonna have to win. They're gonna have to play perfect 4 games. Those 2.
Oh my gosh.
Out of 7, which is not impossible, but not that likely because the Celtics played really good D too.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, they got in their faces and made Durant really uncomfortable. I don't know what they were doing with Kyrie. Like, Kyrie's a punk.
It was like,
listen, we can talk Kyrie.
I think it's so funny that he just, I mean, he went off and he played really good, but the crowd was messing with his mind so much. Like, he was so irritated by it. After the fact, he was like talking about how it was just too much. There's only so much a person can handle. It's like, Kyrie, you are just feeding into their like fire. They're gonna keep on. I mean, it's Boston, so they're already known for being like crazy fans. So they're gonna, and you like abandoned them in their minds. So they are going to keep going in on you, and it's going to be hilarious because he was flicking them off behind his head. He, did you see the?
It was kind of funny.
Did you see the clip where I think they were going in from for halftime, and someone goes, "Kyrie, you suck," and he's like, "Suck my dick," and like he just it's just driving him crazy. So I love it.
I think they should. I actually don't think they should do it. Well, I don't think they should do it because clearly it didn't affect him at all. It actually made him go off. Like, he's a guy that plays better mad. So chill on him. Giannis kind of started getting that way last year too. When they started counting him, he got better and better because of it. He's like, "Fuck you guys." I think Kyrie's got that in him. He's got a lot of "fuck you" in him. So I don't think they should keep doing it because it was not effective. He played awesome.
I know.
You know, he missed some shots down the stretch, but as a whole, he played awesome. I just think he's a dipshit. It's like, chill out, homie. Like, yeah, they're annoying as fuck, but you know what the deal is.
And they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it.
And he's like, "Oh, a person." I'm like, "Yeah, you're." It's like, "Yeah, you're a person, but guess what? You're a person that decided I'm gonna play basketball for a living in the NBA." Like, you can say as much like that was a decision you made. Like, when you were a kid, you knew how NBA players are. It's not like you're like, you know, forced into some job that doesn't pay you shit. And it's like, now I got to take all this abuse from rich people. It's like, you're the rich person. And then people are yelling at you because they're like, because it's fun. It's sports. When you're in sports, you're supposed to have fun with it, you know? You're supposed to showboat a little. He should be showboating. I don't even hate that. I don't even hate him flipping him off. It's just actually, I didn't mind what he was doing. No. It's afterwards whining about it. It's like, dude, shut up. Like, that's basketball. Like, think about Trae Young last year and how he loved it. Like, he embraced the exact same way the New York Knicks fans were treating him as the way they were treating Kyrie yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was. And he's just like, this is fun. I'm going to feed off of this. And instead, Kyrie's like, It's so funny. Adult men are like the most fragile people on the planet. They are. It's so weird. Know. It's so weird. Be like, oh, you're like, stop acting like a little girl. It's like, stop acting like an adult ass NBA basketball player, you little baby bitch. It's so weird.
I'm glad you're saying it.
Like, what? Like, don't get me wrong, little girl. It's a real thing. The real truth is everybody's a whiny bitch. Little kids, little girls, little boys, adult men, adult women. Everyone's a whiny little baby. Calling people a whiny baby is fine. Like, it's not to say it's like a little girl thing is insane because of the people I see the most emotional at all times are men. Like mostly angry, you know, like, and crying is one thing. They don't cry a ton, but anger is a worse emotion. Crying is at least like, it's not even always sadness. It's like, can be happy but angry and like being upset is like, and being butthurt. Being butthurt's like the worst. Like, when it's like someone's ripping on you a little and you don't get over it, like, who cares?
But I loved it.
You can be butthurt in the moment for like a second, but like to talk about it later.
Well, I mean, look at Baker right now, how butthurt he is and how it's like, Baker, everyone hates you because you can't get over your butt hurtness and like, yeah, your situation hasn't been great, but like stop talking about it so much, because other players are like, I don't even want you to be my quarterback. I'd rather have Sam Darnold be my quarterback because you just like aren't fun to be around.
Well, I mean, at least Baker Mayfield is because of a real. At least Baker Mayfield is a real reason. Is because like his lively, like his job. Where Kyrie's is like, because people are mean to me and from the crowd. Like, shut up. That's our NBA talk. Now, I mean, you can talk about more if you want. The only other thing I really took from the weekend was the Suns are really good.
Golden State's really good.
They're not playing that good as a team. And Golden State looked Golden Statey. Golden State looked Golden Statey. Like, Jordan Poole is awesome.
Steph is awesome. Like, Andrew Wiggins is doing really well there. I mean, it's just a good...
He's been fine. I mean, he's basically doing what he's been doing for a couple of years. But yeah, they seem like they're dangerous. They could be scary because they can hit so many threes. Yeah. Like consistently. A lot of teams shoot threes, but they like all their guys like do it are like consistent at it.
Yeah, I like them. They're a fun team to watch. That's my kind of basketball.
Yeah, it's team ball. It's cool. We'll see how it works. You know, they don't have a ton of size.
No.
We'll see if they can stop a guy like Ayton. I don't think they can. So we'll see how it goes, though. I mean, threes are the most important thing, kind of in the NBA. Which I am. Just so you guys know, I'm a three truther now. I think Terry knows this, where I don't understand why threes are worth more than a two. I'm at that point now. It's like just because you're further away, you shouldn't get more points for it. You actually have to work harder to get down into the paint and score. Like that's harder now. Just shooting it up from far away is actually less work. I don't know why it shouldn't be worth more. I think cool. You can hit it from that far away. Awesome. It doesn't mean you get more points. You don't get more points for hitting a 70-yard field goal than hitting a 10-yard field goal. You actually did less work to it's like I'm settling for this far shot because I can't work down there, so I've figured out a way to score. So I'm at the point now where I don't think there should be threes. I don't understand why they're worth more. If you get a nice open, if you're smart enough to get an open three and that's your shot, cool. But I don't think you should get more points than, say, I won't say Giannis. I'll say a guy like Rudy Gobert, who gets the ball not a ton down there, but when he does, he gets it and he scores easy. He dunks it. I don't know why that's worth less than someone shooting from a little further away. It's not cooler to me. The only reason everyone's like, oh, it takes excitement out of the game. The only reason it's exciting is because if you're down by 3 and you score 3,
right, it's
exciting that you can catch up like that. But that's the only reason it's exciting because it's just worth more points. That's why you're happier about it. But it's not a better, cooler shot to hit it from further away, unless it's like a half-court shot at the buzzer or something. So I'm a 3 truther. Make them worth 2 points. I think Dad said it once when I was younger. I was like, you're crazy, but as I get older, maybe it's an old man thing. You get bored of threes. Because I think you start realizing threes are boring. Yes. But I think a lot of people like threes because they can picture themselves shooting a 3. Like, I can hit it from here, but most people can't go down to the hoop and dunk or in the land of the Giants and get a layup, and their brains are skilled enough to get a 3-pointer. They're not. In the NBA. Anyway.
Yeah, I think... I don't know if I'm a 3 truther, but I definitely get frustrated with threes because it's... I just think how a team's, kicking ass and just, getting a lot of, paint shots and working hard for their shots, and a team like the Warriors, all of a sudden they're back in it because they drain a bunch of threes. I don't know if I'm as where I think it should change, but just because I don't know if it needs to be a 2, but
why?
It doesn't really make sense.
Taking the exact... Think about it. If you take the same ball, the exact same ball, and put it in the exact same hoop, why does it matter where you put it in from? Why is it from here? Why is it that line? It becomes 3 points. Do you know what I mean? It's not any more impressive than that one. Like last year when Durant stepped on that thing, it was basically a 3.
Yeah.
That was basically a 3, you know? But because he stepped on it, it wasn't the same. I think threes need to go. I'm here for it. Because some people are like, well, add a 4-point shot. I'm like, that's a way worse idea.
No.
That's terrible idea.
When did it switch over to when they started having 3-point shots? Like how long ago?
I think in the 70s, I want to say. I know Dad played basketball without a 3 at one point in his life.
What was the point of adding it? Do we know? Like, why did they decide to do that?
Just to add something to the game to get people to watch, I think.
Like,
NBA wasn't super popular. Mm-hmm. The NBA wasn't all that popular. It was like one of the less popular sports for some reason. But now it's very popular, obviously. So, so you got to hear my old man 3-pointer rant. I think a lot. I'm not the only person that feels that way anymore. Or now, it's like a thing. I think people are kind of getting on. They don't understand. It's not because the way basketball's played right now isn't that fun. It's a lot of just 3-pointers from media. Like the Bucks shoot a lot of 3-pointers. That's my least favorite. Like, how exciting is it to watch Pat Connaughton jack up 5 threes and make 2 of them?
Terrible.
That's boring. It's not fun.
Or James Harden, who will just jack up a million threes, or Trey. Oh my gosh, Trey Young was so bad in their game, and just jacking up a bunch of threes and making 0. It's like, what the hell? Like,
right? If it happens to be the day that they are hitting them, it's exciting to watch Steph do it.
Yeah,
like it's fun to see him dribble around and hit it from far away. I just don't think that it should be worth more. Is all.
Right.
I think people should shoot from out there because it's fun to see people shoot from far away, and then make it, I guess. But I don't know that it should be worth more. That's my only point. That's my old man point.
I'm down for it.
So.
Because, it
3-pointers.
Because if it was only 2, it still is worth 2 points. So taking those shots, like Steph, who's smaller and he can't really go into the land of the Giants all that much. So it still has a spot. Right. Like Steph still has a spot in the NBA.
Absolutely. It's just but right now that's the most efficient. That's the most. It's like super efficient to shoot 10 3-pointers and miss 6 of them than it is to go into the lane and fight for 6 buckets.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm on your side now.
You have to. Yeah. So there's that. That's our NBA talk for the day. I know you like to say what we talked about. We're already 45 minutes into this thing. So we're going to move on to grievances already. We didn't get a lot of sports. I guess we got a lot of stuff in here. Just nothing super specific. But you have a grievance. I had a grievance and I forgot it because we were messing with sound and stuff. So hopefully I remember by the time we get to me.
Okay.
Maybe I should have written it down.
I didn't write mine down, but I remember it. This is my grievance, but it's also Mom and Dad's grievance with you. So this morning... I feel attacked. That it's not just your grievance, that it's also my parents' grievance. Well, this morning, we all woke up and we were cold. And we're like, why is it so cold in here? And Mom's like, the furnace is not working. Dad went down and he's like, oh, it's on, but it's blowing out cold air. And I go, oh, yeah, that's because Drew turned on the air conditioner yesterday when it got too hot.
It was 100 degrees in the house.
Nope. And then Dad's like, are you kidding? What was he doing? He doesn't know mechanics. He doesn't know how to use this thing. It's freezing outside and we have the air going. He could have broke something. So our house was so cold. Yeah.
It was not. Yeah. That's not. It wouldn't have broke anything.
No, it could
have broken anything.
Drew,
why? Break it down for me. Break it down for me, science.
I don't know because I am not a maintenance guy like Dad, but it's something along the lines of it could have froze stuff and broken because it was cold outside, it snowed, and you had the air conditioner running, and it could have done bad things, is what Dad said. He called you a fucking moron, and
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
It
Because
is.
it does not turn on if it's too cold.
No,
If it's too cold, it won't turn on. If it's already below that temperature, it doesn't turn on.
no, Drew, because it said that it was
Yes.
like, no.
Yes.
I'm telling you, no.
Yes.
Well, I
It's not
believed
just going
it.
to continue to blow cold air.
It was
Because there's
though.
a temperature it's set at. And if it's below that temperature, it'll stop blowing.
Well, when he went downstairs, it was blowing cold air out, and I don't know the science behind it because I'm not really into heating and cooling.
Here's the thing.
But
I can turn it on. I can turn it on, but I should have turned it off when everyone left because it was hotter than shit in the house.
well, you could have opened
Yesterday.
windows.
We did. It didn't work.
Well, I'm just saying that was our grievance because it was freaking freezing in our house, and Dad was concerned about it being broken. And I think you should like say sorry and don't be so
Why?
what's
It's nothing to be sorry
defensive.
about. It was just
Well,
there's nothing to be sorry about. There's nothing to be sorry about. It was a thing I did, and then I forgot to put it back. Sorry is not that needed. The day moves on. You guys figured out what happened. Now the day's fine.
well,
There doesn't need to be an apology.
we had some angry Dad. As angry as he really gets.
He'll get over it. He'll get over it.
I told him that I would
Most likely.
talk to you about it on the pod, and he was like, "Good." Talk to him about it on the
Good?
pod. Yeah. Call him
So when
out.
he listens, he'll be
Him out.
He'll be pissed at me.
Yeah, he'll
Whatever.
be like, okay. And then he'll be
Whatever,
like,
it's-
oh, I'm
here's
going
the
to
thing,
call you
it's
about
not-
the science of it.
No, he won't. No, he won't. It's not that big a deal. Guess what? Is everything fine?
Barely.
Barely fine. Okay. I think everything's just fine at the Mellon household. All right, whatever.
That's her grievance.
It's tough. I just forgot to put it back on. Heat.
Yeah.
I had a grievance. Now I don't remember what it was, and I'm bummed about it.
Was
Oh,
it?
I do remember.
Oh.
No, I got it. And it was so it's just movie trailers
Yeah.
showing you everything. A movie trailer came on and I know the whole movie. I don't understand it. What is the point? First of all, the idiots that are going to go see it are going to go see it. And is the idea to like show it to the idiot, like, hey, you need to see this. But then the people that do want to see it, it's ruined for. Like, I want to see as little as possible in a movie trailer. Like, give me an idea of the tone of it, who's in it, and just kind of a quick synopsis of what it's about.
I agree. And I hate when it's like a comedy
I don't
movie,
understand it.
and like they give some of the best jokes in the whole thing, and it's like, why are you giving this joke away?
They give away all sorts of shit. In these
I
trailers.
know.
I don't understand it, and they're so long. It's like, why is this so long? Who needs to see this whole trailer to decide if they're going to the movie or not?
Right.
I try to get my girlfriend. I try to get Miranda to watch movies with me, and I'll start the trailer and then I'll just stop it. She's like, "Oh," I'm like, "I know what it is now. I don't need to see the whole thing. Are we gonna watch it?" Yes. She's like, "Oh, okay." Gets it, but like she would want to watch the full trailer. She also likes to watch the next week on stuff. I'm like, I don't like that because they give away what's gonna happen.
I know.
I don't want to see what's on next week.
I agree.
There's a
I'm
few
like,
shows I will
don't
allow it
show
with.
me.
So there, and then here's the cousin to the too much trailer. It's the Netflix. This isn't the trailer preview. It'll be like a clip from the movie that is so out of context. I'm like, I don't know what this movie is, and if I'd ever want to watch it ever. And that's the clip you chose as a to get people to watch it. Like, just put the trailer there. I don't need a scene from the movie. It's like not enough information. It's like the opposite. Not enough information. I hate it.
I agree.
So, yeah.
It's so stupid. I like that grievance. I'm right there with you. I think they're like the clip one really bugs me where I'm like, what? I didn't ask for this clip, one. And two, like, what the hell is this? Like, there's never been a time where I'm like, I gotta watch that.
It's such a pointless clip.
Yeah.
You know? It's such a pointless clip. Sometimes there's great trailers. Or like, man, I should see that movie, and then it sucks. Rarely, though. Bad movies usually have bad trailers. I can usually tell if a movie's going to be good by it from its trailer. You know, I can think of one time where I was wrong. I remember seeing a trailer for Kill Bill and going like, I don't want to watch a bunch of karate chicks. Not for me. And I love, and Kill Bill is awesome. It's one of my favorite movies.
So good.
You know, I should have just trusted Quentin Tarantino, but I remember seeing them like, I remember my buddy being excited about it, and I'm just like, what? This looks stupid. And then it was awesome, obviously, and I was wrong. But mostly trailers tell me what I need to know about a movie if I ever need to see it, you know, from the clips in it. The less that they tell you in a trailer, usually the better the movie is, I feel like, you know.
Wonder what's crazy,
basically,
though?
a trailer should have...
Go ahead. You go. I'll finish that thought.
Go.
Okay.
Just go.
So I agree with you on like trailers, but I used to love trailers like back in the day, like when I would go to the movie theater and they'd play the trailers. I just always thought that was fun and be like, that looks good. Or, that looks stupid. I don't want to see that. Like that was always a fun thing. And now I feel
that's everybody.
that I know, but I don't think that I feel that way about trailers anymore. Or maybe I just haven't gone to a movie in forever.
You do. It's just first of all, you don't go to movies that often. When you do, you still feel like but mostly I go, this looks like shit. Mm-hmm. You know, it really depends on the movie you go to. Like your tastes are almost like the movie that you end up liking. Usually the trailers at the beginning of it are kind of trailers you are excited about.
Right.
You know, but most trailers are for like a comedy that's an action comedy, which has, you know, either Kevin Hart or Ryan Reynolds in it, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like
John Cena.
And then someone like, yeah, but then someone like, you know, but like then like Miranda's parents would be like super psyched for it. I was like, I have no desire to see that movie, and you're like excited about it. What my point is, I'm different than Miranda's parents.
Drew,
we're different people.
Built different. It's fine.
I'm built different. But then they like good movies too. They'll like good movies too, which is interesting. I'm just like, man, I'll watch. But here's the thing: I will also watch those movies that I say look terrible because I watch everything. But I won't enjoy it. I'll go like, this sucks.
You'll like hate watch it.
Not even hate watch it. It's just on when I'm doing something else at this point. I don't really pay a ton. It's like movies like that are like, cool, this will be on, and I'll be doing something else kind of while it's on. Really flipping through my phone and shit. So
yeah.
Awesome. Grievance. Maybe let's throw one. I liked last week something you're watching that maybe people should watch if you have something. I would say I watched Great Pottery Throwdown, and the new season 5 just came out on HBO. If you guys want another relaxing, this one right before bed sort of thing, hour long, it's Great Pottery. It's like the Great British Bake Off, but it's pottery, and I love it. It's so like relaxing, and they make such cool things. I'm like, man, this is gonna be dumb, and then they fire it and it comes out and it's like awesome. It's like,
yeah,
as dumb as I thought it was gonna be. It turned out the host is really emotional and cries all the time, and because he just loves pottery so much.
Yeah.
I love the show. I'm a Great Pottery Throwdown person. If you're not watching it, HBO Max has it, and the new I mean, it airs on BBC first, I think. It's been over for a little bit, and then they put it on HBO Max a little bit later, so it's all on HBO Max.
I need to watch it because I would always come out when you were watching it in the living room, and every time it would suck me in, but I never watched it on my own, but I want to watch it because it's
awesome.
I love the host crying. It's so sweet, and just like he just has so much sensitivity in his soul, and I love it.
Yeah, it's very hard. No one ever is like shitty to each other. It's not like the reality shows on Spike TV where it's like, and now here's a tattoo, and I'm gonna throw this vase at top heat. It's like they like yell at you during it and are like really competitive with each other, you know? Like I feel like on a lot of those shows they talk shit about their opponent. That is not the case. Mm-hmm. They like love each other on this show. I think British Bake Off's that way too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. They're pretty
definitely.
I think they're
always
pretty
cry
supportive
and
of each other.
Yes.
I think it's the same people that make it.
Yeah.
I believe it's the same people that make it. So get on that. Do you have anything you're watching?
I don't, but there is something that I wanted to touch on, and it'll be quick. It's kind of back on the entertainment world, and it is also like celebrity couples, which you hate, but this is interesting to me. So I was reading like a little blurb, and Fred Armisen was dating Natasha Lyonne from Russian Dolls. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yep. So they broke up recently, and she was like in an interview, and she said the reason that they broke up was over a pool. She said, I honestly think we broke up because I wanted a swimming pool. And then she went on to say he just didn't want one, and I'm a swimmer. And I'm like, what? And she was like dead serious, and now she has like her own house with a pool. Like, how wild is that?
Weird. Who knows what that? I mean, what's that really about? What's he? Clearly, they just don't belong. Like, if you're not staying together and because of a swimming pool, it means you're not on the same page. That's all, really.
Right.
Like, I mean, that was the last thing. It was like, well, we don't think the same. Like, you want a swimming pool, and I think it's fucking stupid. You know, that's really what it is.
But it was just so funny because she's like, we still talk all the time, and I love him the most, but like, I needed a swimming pool, and he didn't want one.
I didn't know they dated. Seems
for like a long time.
I guess it doesn't seem that. I mean, that doesn't seem like a weird of a couple. I guess they're both a couple of weirdos. Mm-hmm. Interesting, comedy people.
But I just thought that was.
But I'm not a big Russian Doll fan. I didn't love Russian Doll. The new season's coming out. I didn't like it that much.
I loved it. I don't want another season of it.
I didn't. I just didn't care.
I liked it.
I thought like sometimes when she died, I was like, why would you die from that? That was barely a fall.
Sure.
Like it was like she rolled down the stairs a little bit. I was like, what are we talking about? So I just think it was that. Like the death montages never. Like I was like, this is not good. So I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
I liked it a lot.
It was more interesting when the other person showed up. I thought when the other person showed up was more interesting.
I agree.
When it was both of them. So I wonder what season 2 will be. What if it'll go back to that original death point, or if it'll kind of start again, like a different one.
Like a different like person.
Because it'd be really boring. No.
Oh.
No. Like a different point where she dies and goes back to a different point. Mm-hmm. Because they can't go back to that same dumb party and see that same dumb shit again. Mm-mm. We don't want to see that. Like, she already kind of solved that issue. So I think it'll have to be a different death point, basically. She's going to respawn somewhere else. Which I think already happened in a movie. Where he figured it out, but then all of a sudden he starts respawning somewhere else.
Oh.
It was with Tom Cruise. The Day After World. What's that movie called?
The Day After World ends.
Day After World. The Day After World. The Day After Tomorrow World. Something. It's a cool movie if you've never seen it. But watch it. Yeah, that's a weird reason to... that, to me, that is interesting celebrity news. Because it's so weird.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, hey, we broke... especially since she's talking about it herself.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's far more interesting than just like, these two are seen in canoodling in the fucking this famous restaurant that's really popular right now. That's not interesting to me. But somebody like, yeah, we broke up over a swimming pool. People that you don't hear about that often or hear from that much, that is kind of fun to me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's good celebrity gossip because it's so
It's so.
It's almost when you hear about a friend. It's almost when you hear about a friend. It's almost when you hear about a friend of yours. Like, hey, they broke up and this was the weird thing going on. But you don't want to hear about your friend. Like, oh yeah, they went to dinner. You don't want to hear that your friends went to dinner the other night.
They went to dinner.
You want to hear that something weird's going on.
Definitely.
Yeah, like, that's basic. So, so yeah, this might be weird. We're gonna have to figure something out because I do want to have little video clips I'll put on like TikTok, but it seems to really slow down our connection. Like I started realizing after the fact that I was talking, and now I hear myself talking. So that's when you must be hearing it. Mm-hmm. So
I think so.
So I don't know what's going on.
Well, we could always just do little like TikTok stitches or duets.
Sure. We'll figure it out. There might be a better way to do it. Maybe I'll have you record it on your end. I'm gonna cut this out. We'll talk about it after the fact. But yeah, so thanks for stopping by. Have a Tuesday. You know, we put this out on Tuesdays, but if I don't, we're still gonna leave that catchphrase. Have a Tuesday, guys. Have yourself a Tuesday. Oh, let's see how this goes. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Mellon fights. I would say it was a good at least 2 seconds after I finished saying it that you said.
Okay. Do you want to try it one more time? And I'll do it early.
So you can try to match me?
Is it? Yeah. Do I do early or late?
What?
Do I do it early or later?
You need to do it much earlier. Much earlier.
All right. Okay.
Ready? Mm-hmm. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Mellon fights. Nope. Maybe like a half. It was like I had finished saying it completely. One more time.
Oh, really?
Anticipate it.
Okay.
Anticipate it. Ready? Mm-hmm. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Mellon fights. That was later, Tara. You didn't anticipate shit. Anticipate me starting my ba-da-ba-ba-bas because that's about when you're going to have to say it.
Oh, okay.
Right, I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm about to go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Mellon fights. Pretty close.
Oh, my God.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.